Now the mirror cuts right across here, I think. This guy go right underneath there. Some extra little hairs just kind of sliding across the middle here. Nice and flat. That'll work for our mirror, I think. To go that far, I don't know. Sure. Look. Oh, it actually does go that low. Okay, it's good to know. Up into the bottom part, okay. Brush. My place. Alright, have a good night, cat girl. And Elged. Howdy, guys. A lot of 3D artists are doing a lot of freelance stuff in the industry. Always great to respect for any 3D artist. You guys deserve all the praise. I know how hard and tedious it is when it comes to modeling. Yeah, sometimes it can get like that, man. Thank you. He prefers return to his throne. To join some of these hairs jumping across. Make it all nice and unified and together and super long and cool. Smooth it out as we get to this bottom part. Alright, pretty good start. Right over here. That's because it's mirror right there, so we have to be careful with it. Tricky. Alright, that's fairly decent. Hopefully this save won't completely fuck our file or our pressure over. Sometimes zBrush does that. I saw it earlier. Oh, El, you're still here? Alright, man, cool. Hang around, dude. Keep going with this ponytail. Biggest ponytail ever. Oh, shit. Need to go to sleep, but one more episode. It's like when you're watching 24 or some shit, man. Dota 2 reporter. I don't think it's their property. I just think they just have a. They're just featured. I think the guy does his own work. I doubt Dota Cinema has a lot of input in there. Wanchy Animation, I think it is, right? Got his own YouTube channel and everything. Sketching some of the main shapes here for the end of the ponytail. Try and curve this around a bit more, look a little bit more dynamic. I make this as dynamic as we can. We're fine with detail. Good lines here and there. These middle ones are a little wonky. See if we can move these guys over. Bigger curve. That is all about curves. Our sexy Templar assassin. That's a little better, but missing something. A little bit of a cut here. Bit of some hairs invading. Yeah, that was it. We'll diversify it with some loose strands later on, just like we're gonna do on top of the hair. Like that, a little loose guy that you can see there a little bit. Make it nicer later. Leave them there for now as a reminder. And for this, for the end of the ponytail, we actually want to start separating and faking the fact that some of the strands are actually loose, instead of all ending in this like perfect little point at the end. And, you know, like as if it was wet or something. Spread this out a bit more. So some of the techniques that we learned while we're making the beard and the hair for Necrophos. Ended up working really well for us there. Maybe this guy like kind of curls and goes all the way over here or something. We'll just sketch it. Very interested in the texturing part when we get to that later. Yeah, man, we'll try and stream as much as we can for the texture stuff. We have a pretty tight schedule to finish for the 19th, though. Yeah, one animation, man. That guy's awesome. Yeah, they're not property of Dota Cinema, no way. Guy's too good. Too good to just give that stuff up to DC. Having him as a career, that would be pretty cool. Maybe Valve would go for it, man. It's kind of unlikely, though. Yeah, it's really. I mean, he's dressed on a dress shirt and whatnot, right? So it falls really far away from the obviously the art direction, right, and the theme and style and whatnot. Question, will you increase the subdivision level and then sculpt on that level one more time, sort of refine, model, more details? Yes, man, absolutely. Right now we're sketching in the main forms. That's why you see it so pixelated, but you have to do that when you're working on zBrush. You have to work from each level of subdivision. You can't just be like, you know, subdivide it 5 times and do all the crazy detail in one pass, because you end up having a really hard time re-sculpting and shifting things around as you're evolving the sculpture and the volumes. You want to do that one step at a time and make it better and better and better and more detailed and more detailed and more detailed. But you don't want to skip steps. You end up with a really difficult mesh to sculpt with super high poly stuff. Hey, Keytax, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Is there a submission for one sheet courier? No, I don't think there is at all. Someone should do it. I don't think it would get in, dude, to be honest. As much as I would like it, because I love Wanshi, you know, I'm sure he's really funny, and I like his videos. I don't think it would get into Dota. And honestly, I wouldn't let it into Dota if it was up to me. I don't think it fits. You know, it's great for videos and it's hilarious, and everybody should watch that shit because it's awesome. But as an actual curator inside the set, I feel strongly that, you know, even some sets that I've gotten in are a little questionable on the side of fitting in the Dota ROM and the art design for it. It's tricky. It's a tricky thing. Valve definitely has a tough job trying to please, or, you know, so many of their fans. Keeping our direction difficult. To say the least. It could be, you know, changed in a way that it would fit, you know, like the clothes of like a human. You know, they'll put some kind of glasses that work with the time period or, you know, world aesthetic. And yeah, if it was edited to fit in the lore, then before that, man. Or if this goes all the way down here, but it's sculpted. Cover our bases. The base. Cover our wolf. Catching some of the loose hairs over top here. Curved a little. And finesse it a lot better. A little later down. Subdivision. a little more natural. You fight against every time you're doing hair and layers, trying to make it feel as natural as possible. Thank God it didn't fuck my sensitivity. Every time I see that auto save. Necessary, but sometimes it just fucks you over and you have to restart it. It's a pretty good start. This part's kind of iffy. Coming across. Rushing across. Some motion to. I like static stuff. You can fake some motion into your bottles. All the better, guy. So pixely. Yep, pretty pixely right now. Checking something real quick. See if a lot of people here accepted. Almost did it on screen. The star ladder stuff. Few people accepting so we can go public. Oh, that's too bad. Probably have to wait for Monday for us to go public with all the start ladder bundles so everybody can see them, pass it around to their friends, and get all those votes in. Cannot wait for that to happen. We've been working so long on it. Right? Mm-hmm. Pixely, but this is good. You want this first couple subdivisions to be really pixely as you're brushing in most of the initial shapes of your sculpt. You don't want to do this stuff when you're really deep into subdivisions and like a high amount of polygons. You're actually making it way harder for yourself to get good shapes and edit them sculpting. Up some of this section. It's flowing a lot better. Pick it up here. There. Break up there. I was getting super like very S-shaped the way through. And we probably want to add some of those little loose hairs here. But I'm going to wait for the next subdivision. Alright, that's fairly good for the ponytail. Jump onto the secondary ponytail. I'm gonna hide everything else. It's just really getting in the way. And the bottom is mirrored from the top again, so we're just gonna work on the top. And let's see if we can go in the opposite direction for some of these hair strands. For the most part. Kind of flowing the hair as a full strand all the way through, and then breaking it up as you start kind of like pushing in and bringing out some other layers here and there. It's kind of near impossible to describe, you know, the process of making those layers. I've been trying as best as possible to show you guys how to do the layer stuff here, but it really is something you need to kind of feel with your brush as you're pushing that stuff, and feel, you know, getting the feel of how many pixels there are there and what you can get away with each subdivision. There's no set number of subdivision or polygons to really tell you at which level you should be working on, because it's really dependent on how many polygons you had to start with for your low poly or whatever mesh you brought inside. So that's what I mean by when we say that. It's something you need to feel and get used to with your brush and with the polygons that you're pushing around. We never see any tutorial online really describes like, okay, your subdivision 3, now we're gonna do this. It never works that way, and if somebody does say that, you're learning the wrong shit. Make this middle part a little bit more together so it feels like the thickest part of the ponytail. We'll give it a nice weight as it goes into the curve here. Then we bring it right across and curve it into the other side. Come right back out. This middle section actually needs to be pushed in, brought out. Actually, I'm going to push in this middle part, then bring it right back out. A little bit lower. Give that weight that we were just talking about. I think we actually missed out on it. Our first brush stroke. And thank you for that follow. Sorry man, I missed your name. Always interesting to find out your complete ignorance on how you do this black magic called modeling. Unfortunately, it's 2 in the morning in the East Coast. Until next time, and remember, no matter how unlikely to be approved, neutral model equals new sub. Actually, I kind of do want to make a troll set when he's available. He's one of my least favorite looking heroes. No, not all the heroes are going to be anyone's favorite, so. It's okay, but yeah, it's one of the heroes that I would like to give a really nice head to. Photo masking on. No by default. I feel like we're missing a little bit of shape here. Work together. Oops. probably give more volume to this, and including in the low polygon one when we start baking it. I think it feels a little thin, some sections. We'll just push it out on the zBrush, and we'll make the adjustments on our low polygon one afterwards. Sometimes it happens as you're sculpting your zBrush, you're like, I kind of missed this one a little bit. I need more polygons for this section to show some of that detail a little later. That's a good start for it. Detail a little bit more. Especially this middle section. Need to do some of those nice overlaps of some loose of the strands. One of them this way. Break some of this section out. Sketch it in there real quick. We're saving this in startups. Save that. Templar Assassin folder. Hostile Giraffe Inbound. That's a pretty good name, dude. Pretty good. Alright, so those guys are looking pretty okay for our starting sketch. Guess we can do this little strand really quick. An easy one. Be a lot straighter for most of the sections, and then a little bit of a crossover here on the start perhaps, then towards the bottom. Have them all thin out. Fairly straight, very Chinese, very combed. Straight hair. Have it overlap into single strands a little bit towards the bottom. We'll need more subdivision. Oh. Nice little sketch there. And we would kill some of these guys a little bit earlier actually. Have the middle section be the longest. And some of the strands maybe died up here. And these guys maybe a little bit deeper. Go into an alpha. Got a little bit. Make it pretty afterward. That's good for an initial sketch. A little loose ends as well. All of them made the cut. Hostile Giraffe made us work for the follow. Thank you, man. That was the compliment to his name, I'm sure of it. You should be asleep because you have to work tomorrow. Dude, we do that shit to a lot of people during the week. They're like, oh, why the fuck are you streaming so late? And we try and do as early as we can, but we have other shit that we need to do before we start streaming as well. You're failing man if you're asleep. Yeah, don't sleep, Duran. Okay. Aww. Failing geometry. I don't know about that, man. Hey, Claudia, what's up, man? Yellow shots for everybody. Right. Sleep is overrated. Maybe. Alright, that's a good starting point for that. Let's do a little bit on the shoulder piece, which is the entire dress, really. And for that, I think I'm gonna grab the arms, and I'm gonna hide. Whoops. James Spee? SP something? Fuck. What's up, man? I'm gonna hide that and that. Up some. For the bracers, legs. There they are. Now we can grab the arms and we can hide these guys if it let me. Or let me. Last was the tool that I actually wanted. Hide these arms. Excellent. And we're also gonna hide the hair, because it's totally gonna get in the way. His bracers as well. Alright, that'll do. So we'll work on some of the initial shapes for the dress. And then our sensitivity to about a 13. We're working with softer wrinkles. So this little line that we put on here in the dress is where our seam is. So we're going to use that as a guide on to where to add some extra little wrinkles so that we can hide the seam a little bit more. Little tricks like that help out. So what we want to do is kind of like add them, you know, to the waistline a little bit, and kind of have them fade out a little bit, move them out towards the bottom, and then we can start them right back up into the middle. And it's still a super early subdivision, but it's a good way to build up all those wrinkles. And make sure we turn off our mirroring when we go to the bottom part, which is the skirt, which is not mirrored anywhere. Little wrinkles here and there. Maybe a little one. See, from a distance, you can begin to see some of the tension with the smaller wrinkles near the higher tension areas, and then we go for a larger, bulkier folds, almost like huge wrinkles, I guess, and that will give you a nice sense of weight, and really where some of the muscles and the curves start pulling away into the super soft section down here. Adult responsibilities. 5 hours gross. Yeah, I wouldn't drink that shit, man. There's no way that can be good for you. I don't trust it. Stick with coffee, dude. I think I want to lower some of the polygons here, so we start creating a little bit of weight on our on our fabric. It goes from a little bit of an angle wrinkle to a more of a bulge wrinkle on the bottom section, and that gives it weight. Get some weight on your wrinkle. Push that across and maybe have it fold up a little bit up here. A little bit of a U-turn. Happens a lot. Get thinner in some sections. Flattening out some of this fabric at the and shooting off that U-turn to another piece of cloth. Pretty good. Looking pretty natural. And this section I feel needs either a little kink here somewhere. Maybe a little bit going into an S almost. High tension area. Straw blue. Damn it! Really messed that one up. We go back into the wrinkle up here, near the waist. We're gonna kind of push the wrinkle into the part that's missing over here, so that it kind of contrasts. Let me actually look at something. Okay, should be right about here. I want to add that extra wrinkle to the skirt. Keep the seam running down the waist like in there. Here we make this wrinkle larger. We make it disappear a little bit. That'll look pretty natural. Keep pushing this across to the back a little bit. Not a lot, because this is right on her hips. So it'll be like, if there's any wrinkles there, they will be fairly small. Because it's a high tension area. Those girl hips. Want to make the wrinkles smaller, if you have any there. That. Maybe add a second one there. Cool. Fabric. We can slim it down and make it smoother next subdivision, but I want to sketch that little bad boy right in there. Like that. And we'll push across some of these larger ones. Looks like we're gonna need another bit whenever we get to it. Probably not. Getting a little tension here. A little bit of the low polygon section coming together there. Probably was some triangles and needed to be a quad, and you know. Now I'm just gonna sketch in some of the like a droop on the fold that is pulling away in the middle, and then we're gonna make it go straight into this smoothness. The more fabric you have hanging off, the heavier it's gonna get, the farther you get away from the seams. Then some of that weight, smooth it out near the front. Tension would appear near the bottom, bulges up. Want to smooth it out a little. Bite it. Section probably needs to be a little bit smoother. We have a little weird over here. Try and fix it. Right direction though. A little more natural. A little bubbly over here, but it's okay. We'll be able to flatten that later on in the next when we are polish or trim borders tool and flatten out some of these folds, and they makes it feel a lot more realistic. Fabric actually gets pretty flat in a lot of areas. Sculpt them super bubbly, and it ends up looking really, you know, very 3D model-ish. You know, angular folds look a lot better. And push some of those guys in. Tension dust to fabric. I'm not gonna worry about the mesh coming through right there. When we bake it, we'll make sure that that's not pushing through like that. That little bit of depth is gonna. I'm gonna echo a little bit of those loops that you're doing on there. You don't want to make it go straight into something, into this weight down here. It starts looking really weird, unnatural. So kind of echoing a little bit of the drift here, and then smoothing them out, and you see them a little bit, and they end up looking really good. Here and there, crazy big. Won't let you save if you have, or it doesn't like it if you save when you have stuff hitting on the model, which is just stupid. A really tough area. Try to visualize both pieces coming together. We can add a little wrinkle here. Carry these guys. Probably go by the seam. Sometimes if you're sculpting a lot of this cloth. Oh my god, this is going nowhere, and it end up restarting many times. But what you need to learn to do, push through a lot of your super, even though you're like, oh, this is not looking right. Try and mold more than restart. The more you do that, the better you're gonna get, and the less molding you have to do. And you'll see that you'll be able to see those shapes. Blur your eyes a little bit more. Start to bring them out. You end up doing and redoing less with each model that you. Yeah, that's starting to look pretty good. Pretty natural near the top there. You just have to start bringing some of those tension lines lower down towards the bottom. Maybe this guy's a little too high up, so bring them. Merging it a little bit closer together here. Being a little too. Careful balance. Small wrinkles. The large ones show weight versus the small ones that show tension. Then you have to learn also about flat turns, bulges, and wrinkles that different fabrics. Really, the only way to learn that is to try them out. Learn with each sculpt. And just like the hair, this is really a sketch, our design. When we go to our next subdivision, we'll be able to make this really smooth and have a nice cut into that seam, which is actually going to be a cloth seam on her dress, and make all these guys super smooth and really nice and sharp, making a really nice normal map. Model some of the tension lines that would happen across dips on the back, because the cloth is, would actually go across, wouldn't actually stick to the back like if it was wet cloth or something like that. Oh, don't fuck up with my sensitivity, please. Yeah, we're gonna be doing cloth simulation, or well, I guess cloth physics on this. But I have done some cloth simulation here and there with other work for other games. Yeah, we're gonna. I mean, yeah, we're gonna. We already added bones. Actually, Abyss already added bones to the skirt, and to the huge ponytail, and it's gonna have secondary animation, physics animation, I should say, inside of the game. It'll look really cool. It will. The drapes will change in motion. Yeah. Not a crazy amount because it's Dota, so we don't have like unlimited amount of bones to actually do super realistic animation or cloth simulation, but it'll have enough that it'll be swinging about. It's a happy dog. Hey, 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 you too. Manny, two questions that have been asked. One, do you practice with cloth simulations too? How will the dress draping change in motion? I feel like I answered both of those. You probably guys already got the answers up on there. Uh, yeah, we added bones for the extra sections of the model. For the dress and for the braids. It's a little technical, Proof? Are you done? I'm trying to explain something here to the chat. Like, wagging his tail. I was like, what? Do anything? You good boy, Proof. Damn dog. Instigators. Alright, and then her ribs are around up here somewhere, so right about there we're gonna add a couple of wrinkles. High tension area. Big ninja. You got a lot of bows done though. Report that dog. Stat. How you doing, Perfect? How you doing? Hey, you too. Okay, shit off. Good job. Good job. I'm sorry if that's super loud. The dog barks super loud. Ludi got timed out. What'd you time, dude? Oh, a lot of symbols. Is that a lot of dog symbols? Okay, so I guess no custom sets. It wasn't about the money, because it was set one of the players. What? Go to the next artist. Yeah, what was your question? Yeah, sorry, man. I tried to catch as much as possible on the chat. The dog's really distracting too, but sometimes I get in the zone and I'm modeling, and you know, we need to get work done. But I try to answer every question that people post, man. I'm usually pretty good about it. But what's your question again? How to contact me for custom sets? You are making a... Oh, in making a custom set for one of your players. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can head over to LiveWorkshop.com, and on the very top right, there's a contact email link right there, and that's my email. It goes straight to me, man. So you can hit me up right there, and we can talk about things. Meepo? We almost made a Meepo for NewBloom. But we decided to go with Templar Assassin in the end. No problem, man. Thank you. When we go to the next subdivision, we'll probably make a lot of these wrinkles a little bit harsher so that they show up a lot better inside of Dota. So right now, we'll probably make a little more aggressive on. All right, let's keep going with this wrinkle. Well, a little stronger in some of these guys. Because we've been doing a lot of small ones, tension ones, and then just large ones near the bottom. So wanna have a little diversity on these guys. Oh fuck, we had mirror mode on. Actually, is that... No, that didn't come out right. Like, should we keep that one? No. I'll do that. Take up symmetry. Going down. Is it common to exaggerate wrinkles for normal maps in games to make them stand out more? Yes, absolutely, man. We actually been doing that quite a bit for, I mean, we just started really on the hair, but some of these guys, next subdivision levels, we're going to be pushing them in way deeper and then bringing out these guys a lot more so that they show up a lot better in the really small resolution that Dota uses. Yeah, I mean, we exaggerated big time on when we're doing our fur on our Lone Druid set for Admiral Bulldog. So this middle section is actually not, it's not mirrored, but I'll keep it mirrored until we do like the default stuff. Mm-hmm. And we'll get some other tension lines going underneath the breast. And then some other ones that actually carry across from the middle into the under boob section here, and we'll make that dress actually seem like it's really hugging across there. You don't want to just highlight, you know, right around the breast. That never looks real. Sculpting cloth around the chest. And make sure that that fabric's actually, you know, joining each other across. This is one way to make it that way. See that? It actually looks like the cloth is just sitting over. And then we do that across for the front as well. And this guy's actually push across. Towards the highest point of the crest there, which should be right around up here. And we'll need to bring that out a bit more. It's going to be a high tension area. Don't worry, we'll give him a bigger shape right now. It's the initial sketch for the volumes. Hey man, thank you for the follow. Sorry, I was sculpting some wrinkles. I missed your name. And right now we're getting these little kinks here and there because it's still fairly low in polygons. But we'll be able to smooth all this out fairly, like, pretty much perfect when we go higher. Next subdivision and add thousands and thousands of more polygons. Not to worry right now. Don't panic. Bring a towel. Let's unhide this stuff so we can save our work. So if the character is going to be larger on screen, can the exaggeration be lesser, or do you still make it really strong for clarity? Yeah, it depends on the character, obviously. If you're making like a Roshan, you know, for the sake of familiarity with Dota 2, you would make the detail not as exaggerated. You know, depending on, I mean, if you have some like huge stones overlaying each other, or kind of like his armor, then you actually do that with the extra polygons in the low poly. You wouldn't really do that with the zBrush. So it becomes a balance between size and size of the model, and then your amount of low polygon limit that you have, and then the amount of detail you're putting into the detail sculpt section of it. zBrush. You have to keep all those three things in mind. And camera distance as well. So those four things I get. And then a whole bunch of other stuff to do with art theory and chaotic detail versus eye resting areas and design and line work and echoing sign things. It's a lot of things that you learn the more you create character and design and concept character art. Look in the really weird way. Light these up again because they just get in the way. Let's keep going on. Let's catch off the wrinkles for the dress for now. A little bit of tension up here, but we'll kind of smooth it out. We don't want the tension to be super distracting, I guess. A little bit of a hint there when we go near the sides. We're also going to have a bit of a framework here when we're making this section. So the dress itself will have lining. Here we're going to add a little bit of, we already kind of sculpted that when we were smoothing this out a little bit, so we have a good guide for this wrinkles by the armpit going into the breast. Add those tension lines back in there. A little bit of diversity there in the Z-plane. the deepness. Keep it sketchy. Always make it nice and smooth. Really okay. A little bit faster. Alright, a little bit of distress here to the side. There's a lot of tension. Maybe there's a lot of wrinkles. They got kind of stretched out, but some of the wrinkles stayed behind. So that's something that looks nice on the side of the way sometimes. No, not completely straight. Cloth is never perfectly. You don't want it to look that. Stop looking. Right. A lot of tension there. We'll probably need to add a little bit sections there. A little bit of the straight light. Then we'll get another tension line down here. Then bring it back out. Right to the outside. We make this look tighter, and we kind of decrease the size of her chest, which was looking way too large. And mostly because the underneath geometry that they have on there is this corset thing that her default model has, and we had to model on top of that, which has made our job a lot more difficult. And we're getting there. it's starting to look pretty good. Even though we're still one of our lowest subdivision levels. Starting to look pretty okay. Her bust size is double D. Say double C. Well, with that armor underneath, really, They look like breasts. What'd you say before that, Pink? It's being silly. Huh? Oh my. Are they looking good, guys? Nice breasts. I got a little out of place. There we go. That's your tension line right there. And do a little bit of this towards the top. Ah, Crowd, welcome, man. It has been a while. And happy belated New Year to you too, man. Yep, you know it.
Who wants to get crazy for New Year?
Happy New Year! Love that. So amazing. That's everybody's reaction, Crowd. It's all good, man. Don't worry, we're saving that for subs. But it just felt appropriate. I keep wanting to go to this section here because it's it doesn't look right, but that's because we don't have enough polygons for it. And I keep trying to force fixing it. We're gonna need more polygons, so I should leave it alone and come back to it when we can actually fix it. It just bothers me. And then it's getting way too tight. Tension got way too much. Want a little bit in the center there. Even then, it's a little too much. Better. Monster Sandwich, welcome back, man. We have a breast size scale. Breast size scale. That's like different measurements, weight and size. I think Ninja has first experience in Double D. Well, by connection, I have first-hand experience to Double Ds as well. You should see her face. Alright. Oh yeah. Alright. Let's concentrate over here. Awesome Lane, welcome to the live workshop. Thank you for joining us over the follow. And Omnisak. Hopefully I didn't butcher that too bad. That way, perhaps. It's so tricky. Layer some of the wrinkles on top of this straight version. They're actually crossing each other. And I completely missed that follow. Welcome. Pretty alright. Let's hide the next. The hair is getting in the way. Continue this guy up here. Wrinkles going. That leg, the neck look even longer with. Suspicious Cheese did not read that whole thing. What's up, man? Thank you for the follow. And Killer2DF, welcome as well. Thank you, guys. We'll add little buttons or something in some of the sections, but some extra little detail. Break apart all this smoothness going throughout. Just gonna finish this first pass on the wrinkle stuff and we'll stop there. And we'll continue tomorrow. It's starting to look fairly decent. Hitting the neck into the back, into the shoulder. A lot of different tension spots pulling apart across. try and put a little bit of a fold where the clavicle will kind of push through a little bit, fill in some of that space, some of that anatomy a little. Even if you don't know it, you don't know anatomy, you didn't study it or know where all it goes. Humans are really good at spotting those. See them all the time, you just don't know it. Oh, hey Goo. I didn't even know you were here, dude, but thanks for chilling with us. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Or Monday. Do I use layers when doing wrinkles? Usually, if I'm working on something that's for a cinematic kind of character, then it's usually a good idea to do it then, but just for the really fine stuff. For the initial, like large wrinkles, no, not really. Even for cinematic stuff, just for the really small stuff. And for Dota, definitely not. Be right back, need aloe vera for my buns. Burns, wow, that came a lot there, okay. That is two different things. Okay, well, I'm just gonna shut up. There. Kinda late. Hey, what's up, Jake? Usually with a Wacom tablet. But, no, seriously, just a lot of experience, man. A lot of patience. Experience. These are really good things to have when you're an artist. So one thing to keep in mind if you're doing a back, you know, like her highest points on the z-axis is gonna be her. Oh my God, I'm spacing on the anatomy term. Ah, fuck. Whatever. This section right here. So because that is the highest point, you actually want to put your wrinkle kind of gripping onto that point and then pulling it across. It'll be the highest point. Fabric is going to stretch the tightest right there. Know it in Spanish, but the English word completely escaped me. I'm actually sentient. Oh. And for the frames on the sides, we're gonna actually make them fairly thick and very rectangular. They're gonna read really, very Chinese thing along these lines. Get pulled into the middle section there. I need more polygons. Need a bigger boat. The chair. It's one of those DX. Is it? What are they called? The DX chairs. I forget the DX. RX chairs. DX chairs. Yeah, I just got it at. What was it, like maybe 4 months ago? 4 or 5 months ago. Oh my God, what are they called? RX Racer. DX Racer. He lives in the house. The cave. Sabrini, yeah, we will, man. We will. Don't worry about it. That's done with the dog right now, though. Minute X Blink and Blade Mail. Yeah, GG. Spiky mail. That's what they should call it that. That's 3K. Hey man, I'm 3K. But not because of me, I swear to God. I've gotten shitty partners for the last like month. 2 months. Solo MMR went to shit. What they all say. I swear, man. I lie to you guys. We actually never. Oh god, zBrush, what are you doing? Yeah, I never actually went on this left side of the skirts. That a little. Saw me playing Nature's Prophet? Did you? My Nature's Prophet is pretty decent, man. One of my best heroes. What the fuck, really? And symmetry that whole time? Long ago. I remember think of symmetry when we go into the skirt. Alright, let's redo that. I know it. Good old warning that zBrush should have is like, hey, you're entering a section that's not symmetrized. Do you want to keep symmetry on? That would actually be fucking useful. No. Why zBrush? zBrush help you? Mina Yabber, welcome aboard, man. What's up, Ido? You have a sub button? Congrats. Oh, thanks, dude. We've had it for quite a while now. It's been a while since you've been here. Welcome back. Rascal. I know how it sounds. He has huge push-up armor, man. We're modeling on top of that, so trying to do our best to not make them look ridiculously when they already are. We can't hide or delete the polygons on the default model. Alright, Rose, have a good one. We'll find the true size. Alright, man. It's Morgan. Hey, dude. Come on, zBrush. Work with me. It's Diamond. Diamond next? Diamond? Damn. Fucked it up. It happened, man. Chats with you, Rose. Chats with you. There we go. Merging together points your eye kind of blends into. Need science to decipher that, man. What kind of full do we need that? Oof, getting tired. Hard to see the stuff clearly. Sorry, man, missed it. Welcome. I'm arting away. Spectre boob size? Nice, dude. Nice. Spectre bigger than Wind Ranger. Dude, unfortunately I think Wind Ranger showed up last when they were handing out boob sizes in Dota 2. Hey Pat! DP? Yeah, DP's pretty big. I think the biggest was Lena or Crystal Maiden? Or X? No, Ogre Magi, right?